Why is it that despite billions of pesos allocated for flood control, Calumpit, Bulacan still gets submerged in floods? This Friday, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. personally went to the area. He visited Calumpit after receiving complaints from residents about the allegedly failed flood control project. During his inspection, the president discovered that the dike, which was supposed to protect against flooding, was not only incomplete but was also built using substandard materials. They need to explain why they did this, Marcos Jr. stated firmly. He was referring to St. Timothy Construction, the contractor for the rehabilitation of the river protection structure project in Barangay Bulacan. According to the report, the project is already 2 years past its target completion date, and instead of providing relief, the flooding in the area has actually gotten worse. As part of a thorough investigation, the president even sent scuba divers to inspect underwater and see the actual condition of the structure. It was found that the installation was poorly done and the work seemed rushed, as if it wasn't a project worth 76,042,000 pesos. It's important to note that Bulacan leads in the number of flood control projects from July 2022 to May 2025, with a total of 688 projects amounting to 6 billion pesos. St. Timothy is one of the so-called top contractors for these projects, owned by the family of Sara Diskaya, who ran for office. And this could slow down her bid for mayor of Pasig City in the midterm elections. But despite the huge amount of funding, Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando admits that he doesn't feel the impact of these projects. "We're already at the top of the list, but I don't feel it," he said, while also expressing his willingness to cooperate with any investigation to ensure the proper implementation of the projects. On the other hand, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalang revealed in an interview with Pinky Web that political interference in flood control projects has been a long-standing problem. According to Magalang, many congressmen choose the contractors, sometimes it's them or their allies, and allegedly take up to a 25% cut from the funds. Because of this, contractors are forced to cut costs on materials and work just to make a profit, such as not following the proper depth for sheet piles or using low-quality cement. As a result, the structures can't withstand flooding and eventually become a cause of damage instead of a solution. If you look into it, it's clear that there's a connection between the allegations of kickbacks and corruption and the quality of flood control projects. If 25% to 35% of the funds end up in the pockets of a few, how can we even achieve the right quality of construction? This is the bitter reality faced by many Filipinos, projects that are supposed to save lives but end up causing danger because of greed. So now that the president himself has seen the evidence and heard the people's complaints, the public expects immediate action. Explanations are not enough. There must be accountability, reforms, and a clear system so that this kind of practice won't happen again. How about you, fellow Filipinos? What can you say about this situation? In your opinion, how can we prevent this kind of abuse of public funds? So, if you appreciated our reflection, please like and share this video. Also, feel free to comment your thoughts below. And to our new viewers and loyal supporters, thank you very, very much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, AngKampanero, Voice of Truth, Sound of History. Let's keep the bell ringing for truth, justice, and freedom.